Yeah, I'm gonna make a video response to John Reagan #1. I just watched your video, making friends over 30, and I was gonna leave a text comment, but I got so much to say about this that it just would take too many words because I've talked about this extensively with friends of mine. And one thing he talked about was how difficult it is to get to know people well the older you get. And the reason for that is, in my opinion, is that the older we are, the more there is to get to know about somebody before you really know them. I mean, there's a lot more history to learn, and it takes a lot longer. And the other part of it is that, unlike when you were younger, like when you were in school, you just don't have the time. You don't have the time to hang out and learn all this stuff. And so it takes quite a bit longer to really, really get to know somebody the older you get. Because unlike the homeboys or your good friends that you had ever since the beginning of time, when you first started being friends with those guys, there really wasn't a whole lot to get to know about them. Everything that you know about them, you kind of grew and learned about each other as you went along. So you kind of lived the same history. You had a lot of the same forces, a lot of the same circumstances shape who you were and shape how you think. And so you'll never know somebody as an adult on that level because you grew together with the guys that you grew up with. Especially if you're fortunate enough to have someone that you grew up with that you still maintain a friendship with as an adult. One thing I've come to learn is that those friends, and I have two of them that I've known ever since the beginning of time that I still keep in contact with, I still make an effort to go see. I've known these guys for over 40 years. And I mean, these are friends that will be like no others because like I said, we grew up, we share a lot of the same history. And the funny thing is that one of the guys I lost contact with for about 10 years. Just reconnected with about maybe 15, 20 years ago. But we had no contact for about 10 years. And when he contacted me, it was kind of nice to hear from him. But it was funny because that conversation we had after 10 years of not talking to each other, we were able to just pick right up where we left off. And these two guys, it doesn't matter what kinds of things have happened to them since we've kind of geographically drifted apart. But at the core, they're the same people. They're the same people, you know, that you went fishing with, you went camping with. One of the guys, the one that I lost contact with for 10 years, we used to play with G.I. Joes together. We used to torture G.I. Joe. We have ways of making you talk. That's kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, that's just it. It's like, I mean, we make friends as adults, and they kind of come and go. And I think we tend to make friends with people that we're thrown into certain circumstances with together, like work friends and neighbors, stuff like that. But how many of those people that you've worked with, that you really gotten to be friends with, do you continue to be friends with after you leave that workplace? You know, I have like a couple that I have worked with that I still keep in contact with. So it's kind of few and far between. So it seems like those type of adult friends that once your circumstances that bring you together are no longer, you kind of drift apart, and that's that. So I just want to say, after watching your video, I'm going to give one of my good buddies a call. I haven't talked to him for a long time. And, yeah, these dudes are really special. And there's no friends like them, so. That's my video response to you, Mr. John Reagan.